Welcome to the City Planning public hearing. Madam Secretary, please begin.
Good morning. This is the City Planning Commission public meeting held in Spector Hall, 22 Reed Street. Today is Wednesday, November 2nd, 2016. As a courtesy during the proceedings, we ask that you please turn off all cell phones and beepers. All speakers should fill out a speaker's card at the desk outside of Spector Hall. In addition, we ask that those providing testimony please identify yourself, limit your remarks to 3 minutes, and speak clearly into the microphone. I will now call the roll. Chairman Weisbrod.
Here.
Vice Chairman Knuckles. Commissioner Besser.
Here.
Commissioner Cantor. Commissioner Cerullo. Commissioner De La Us.
Here.
Commissioner Dweck.
Here.
Commissioner Edie.
Here.
Commissioner Efron.
Here.
Commissioner Knight.
Here.
Commissioner Levin.
Here.
Commissioner Marin.
Here.
Commissioner Ortiz.
Here.
A quorum is present.
Madam Secretary, before we start our regularly scheduled public hearing, I'm going to ask the Commission to consider the minor modification of a special permit concerning 601 Lexington Avenue. As you will recall, this minor modification was before us on at our review session on Monday, and a number of commissioners raised questions asking about more specific information, and in response to that, we did receive a letter from Boston Properties that responded to questions regarding construction schedule and also where Boston Properties is with respect to the fountain that will be in this public plaza. I want to say that this is a somewhat unusual matter because it's been very closely coordinated with the Landmarks Preservation Commission, and so the timing of this has been rather short, and there's still some work to be done, which I appreciate, but given the timing and the coordination with Landmarks and the fact that this is a building and a plaza that is being very modern, that is being designated by Landmarks, I would ask for your assent to send a letter to the Buildings Department approving this minor modification, and we will try, as we always do, to have these much more clearly defined in the future going forward. So with that, I would ask your assent to send a letter to the Buildings Department. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Okay. The first item is the approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of Wednesday, October 19, 2016.
On the minutes, may I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion about the minutes? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The minutes are approved, Madam Secretary.
Scheduling. On calendar number 1, we have a resolution for adoption, scheduling Wednesday, November 16, 2016, for a public hearing to be held in Spector Hall, 22 Reed Street.
On the resolutions, may I have a motion to approve?
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any opposed? Any abstentions? Madam Secretary, the resolutions are approved.
The next part of the calendar, the report section on page 2. Borough of Brooklyn, calendar numbers 2 and 3 concerning 1418 Carroll Street rezoning. These items have been laid over. Borough of Brooklyn, calendar number 4, CD5, C160071, PQK, in the matter of an application for the acquisition of property concerning Friends of Crown Heights Child Care Center. For a favorable report on calendar number 4, Chairman Weisbrod,
Yes.
Commissioner Besser,
Yes.
Commissioner Cantor, Commissioner De La Us,
Yes.
Commissioner Dweck,
Yes.
Commissioner Edie,
Yes.
Commissioner Efron,
Yes.
Commissioner Knight,
Yes.
Commissioner Levin,
Yes.
Commissioner Marin,
Yes.
Commissioner Ortiz.
Yes.
A favorable report has been adopted on calendar number 4. Borough of Brooklyn, calendar number 5, CD5, C150420, PQK, in the matter of an application for the acquisition of property concerning Children's Corner Child Care Center. For a favorable report on calendar number 5, Chairman Weisbrod,
Yes.
Commissioner Besser,
Yes.
Commissioner Cantor, Commissioner Delauss,
Yes.
Commissioner Dweck,
Yes.
Commissioner Edie,
Yes.
Commissioner Efron,
Yes.
Commissioner Knight, Commissioner Levin, Commissioner Marin,
Yes.
Commissioner Ortiz.
Yes.
A favorable report has been adopted on calendar number 5. Borough of Manhattan calendar number 6, CD1 N170100PXM, in the matter of a notice of intent to acquire office space for use of property located at 180 Maiden Lane for the Department of Investigation. For a favorable report on calendar number 6, Chairman Weisbrod,
Yes.
Commissioner Besser, Commissioner Cantor, Commissioner Delauss,
Yes.
Commissioner Dweck,
Yes.
Commissioner Edie,
Yes.
Commissioner Efron,
Yes.
Commissioner Knight, Commissioner Levin, Commissioner Marin,
Yes.
Commissioner Ortiz.
Yes.
A favorable report has been adopted on calendar number 6. Borough of Queens, calendar number 7, CD2 N170101PXQ, in the matter of a notice of intent to acquire office space for use of property located at 3030 47th Avenue for the Department of Design and Construction. For a favorable report on calendar number 7, Chairman Weisbrod,
Yes.
Commissioner Besser,
Yes.
Commissioner Cantor, Commissioner Delauss,
Yes.
Commissioner Dweck,
Yes.
Commissioner Edie,
Yes.
Commissioner Efron,
Yes.
Commissioner Knight, Commissioner Levin, Commissioner Marin, Commissioner Ortiz. A favorable report has been adopted on calendar number 7. Borough of Staten Island, calendar number 8, CD3 N160356RCR, in the matter of an application for the grant of a certification concerning 132 Halpin Avenue for adoption on calendar number 8. Chairman Weisbrod,
Yes.
Commissioner Besser,
Yes.
Commissioner Cantor, Commissioner Delauss,
Yes.
Commissioner Dweck,
Yes.
Commissioner Edie,
Yes.
Commissioner Efron,
Yes.
Commissioner Knight, Commissioner Levin, Commissioner Marin,
Yes.
Commissioner Ortiz.
Yes.
Calendar number 8 has been adopted. Borough of Staten Island, calendar number 9, CD3 N170060RCR, in the matter of an application for the grant of a certification concerning 95 Trenton Court for adoption on calendar number 9. Chairman Weisbrod,
Yes.
Commissioner Besser, Commissioner Cantor, Commissioner Delauss,
Yes.
Commissioner Dweck,
Yes.
Commissioner Edie,
Yes.
Commissioner Efron, Commissioner Knight, Commissioner Levin, Commissioner Marin,
Yes.
Commissioner Ortiz. Calendar number 9 has been adopted. Borough of Staten Island, calendar number 10, CD3 N170041RCR, in the matter of an application for the grant of a certification concerning 893 Lamont Avenue for adoption on calendar number 10. Chairman Weisbrod,
Yes.
Commissioner Besser,
Yes.
Commissioner Cantor, Commissioner Delauss,
Yes.
Commissioner Dweck,
Yes.
Commissioner Edie,
Yes.
Commissioner Efron,
Yes.
Commissioner Knight, Commissioner Levin, Commissioner Ortiz.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Commissioner Marin and Ortiz, sorry. Calendar,
Commissioner Marin is still a member of this commission, I believe.
calendar number 10 has been adopted. The next part of the calendar is the public hearing section on page 8. Borough of Brooklyn, calendar numbers 11 and 12. Calendar number 11, CD1 C160243PSK. Calendar number 12, C120120MMK. A public hearing in the matter of applications for the site selection of property and for an amendment of the city map concerning Newtown Creek Nature Walk.
First speaker is Eric Landau from the Department of Environmental Protection. Welcome, Mr. Landau.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and good morning, Commissioners. My name is Eric Landau. I'm Deputy Commissioner at the Department of Environmental Protection. It's my pleasure to be here this morning to provide testimony in support of our joint application with the Department of Small Business Service and the Department of Citywide Administrative Services to demap marginal Kingsland Avenue and the site selection of a portion of it to construct Phase 3 of the Waterfront Nature Walk adjacent to our Newtown Creek Wastewater Treatment Plant in Greenpoint, Brooklyn. As you may know, in 1996, the city launched an expansion plan for the plant to meet the needs of our growing population and updated regulatory mandates. As part of that expansion, DEP established the Nature Walk to provide public access along the edge of the creek. In early 2000, DEP undertook the construction of Phase 1, which begins at Page Avenue and runs along the edge of Newtown Creek to to Whale Creek Canal. Phase 1 features seating areas, waterfront access, diverse plantings native to the Newtown Creek area, and interpretive features exploring the rich history of the waterways. Phase 1, which was completed in 2007 and open to the public, has proven to be an extremely valuable waterfront amenity and a key feature in our own education programs. Our green infrastructure maintenance crew maintains the plantings, and we contract with the Doe Fund for trash collection. Using city parks as a model, the Nature Walk is open dusk till dawn, it's well lit, and has emergency call boxes. We're excited to be here and to be expanding the Nature Walk across Whale Creek. The second phase of the project, to connect to the third phase, is the second phase of the project, which will connect to the third phase, which is the subject of this specific ULURP application. Phase 3 will be built on the DMAP street and will establish a street grid connection on the east side of the site so visitors can enjoy the full Nature Walk without having to double back. Phase 3 is envisioned as a garden space with seating, shade, and educational features. It will include a lush planting design, including rain gardens featuring a central swale. As you know, critical to our mission to protect the quality of New York City's waterways, the design will transform what is currently an entirely impermeable site to one where 93% of the project area contributes to stormwater capture. The entrance plaza for Phase 3 at Kingsland Avenue will be landscaped with street trees, benches, and bicycle racks. Working with the Department of City Planning, we established an entrance plaza design with a balance of amenity and planting while providing the recommended 12-foot wide flexible circulation path. This circulation space will allow for visitors to gather without causing the area to get too congested. Community Board 1 and the Borough President's Office both asked about lighting and trash receptacles, and we plan to install the same lighting elements and trash cans that are in Phase 1, including light poles throughout the site, integrating lighting on the perimeter fence, in-ground lighting, and surface-mounted accent lighting. The lighting design will ensure that the Nature Walk continues to be a safe and attractive public promenade. In response to the Borough President's request, we are also pursuing the addition of emergency call boxes in Phase 3, matching those that are already in Phase 1. We've also been asked by the Community Board and the Borough President to work with the community, local officials, and Evergreen Exchange, a local nonprofit economic development corporation, to determine the possibility of installing bike lanes along Kingsland Avenue.
How much further do you have to go?
A paragraph.
You can do it.
Thank you. We have begun those discussions with Evergreen Exchange, and we've included the Department of Transportation. We are proud to be undertaking this expansion. It has proven to be a critical public waterfront amenity for Greenpoint and an educational resource about Newtown Creek and its evolution over time. We're also really excited to announce that you'll be hearing soon, but we have been awarded an Excellence in Design Award from the New York City Public Design Commission for this project, and we'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. It was worth hearing the last sentence.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Questions for Mr. Landau? We'll start with Commissioner Delausse.
Hi, Eric, good to
Hi,
see you.
good to see you.
So just two questions. Well, first, congratulations, I guess, first on the soon-to-be public, I guess, award.
Thank you.
And if you could talk a little bit more about the key feature in the educational programming, I think that'd be helpful.
Sure.
For us to understand a little bit more. And then I'm just wondering, given the Superfund designation for Newtown Creek, how does that play into how this was designed?
Sure. So let me start with the educational. We, as an agency, do a wide variety of education programs all around the city, focused a lot on various aspects of what our mission is, both critical to water supply, as well as to the wastewater treatment process, sewers. We spend a lot of time, for example, telling people, it's a good opportunity to tell all of you, don't ever pour cooking grease down your sink, because 70% of city backups sewer-wide are as the result of people pouring grease down their sink. So we do lots of educational programs all around the city about those types of efforts. Newtown Creek is a hub of our education program. When the plant went through its upgrade, which opened in 2008, one of the key elements outside of the operational elements was of a visitor center, which is open to the public both for community space as well as a hub for our education programming. The Nature Walk itself furthers that programming by providing information not just on the agency and these types of information we give out, but also things about native plant life and how green infrastructure really, really works. Again, this project is taking what is currently an impermeable surface and making it significant stormwater capture. How that then relates to The Superfund is, Newtown Creek is one of 2 Superfund designated sites in the city. The other, Michelle, you and I spent a lot of time on together in Gowanus.
You'll be spending more time there.
I will spend more time there and some time here, I suspect. And so Newtown Creek is just getting started in the Superfund process, whereas Gowanus is very, very far down that road. This project specifically was really part of the public amenity piece to the upgrade to the plant itself, that $5 billion upgrade that we completed again in '08. Phase 1 of that project was the first piece of that, and these are the subsequent phases. So it's much more about that. But in terms of taking into account the canal itself in the design, again, the stormwater capture is a huge piece, keeping in mind that 60%, including the Newtown Creek drainage area, 60% of our city operates in a combined sewer system, meaning that we've got one pipe underground, one sewer pipe underground that is carrying both stormwater and sanitary waste. Days like today, it's not a problem, right? Everything's dry, everything that goes to the plant gets treated, released clean into the local harbor water, in this case, Newtown Creek. But on days where we have moderate to heavy rain, the plants are at capacity, and they can't handle all of that flow, and the mechanism allows for the release of an untreated combination of both stormwater and sanitary waste that goes into the harbor water. So the more that we can green areas where we can take hard surface and make them green, absorb that stormwater and prevent it from going into the sewer system, it prevents it from needing to go to the plant for treatment, and therefore prevents it from possibly leading to a combined sewer overflow.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Commissioner Dweck.
No, I was just going to follow up on the bike lane discussion. So
Please.
if you, I noted that there is discussions, ongoing discussions, if you have any update as to any resolution from those discussions.
So I don't have an update yet on resolution. What I can tell you is that, so Evergreen reached out to us about it. We are supportive of that conversation. The reality of it is that Kingsland Avenue, where the bike lane wants to be, is outside of DEP's specific jurisdiction. So we saw our role in this conversation as one of a bringer to the table. And so Evergreen reached out to us. We said, great, let's bring DOT into the conversation. It's their jurisdiction. It's their property. We're happy to be part of those conversations. Certainly, there's nothing with the Nature Walks design that would prevent a bike lane, but really that conversation needs to take place between Evergreen and DOT. We're happy to be part of it.
Fantastic, thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner Efron.
I'm really tempted to ask if there are alligators in the sewer system, but I will pass on that.
You should
And
come to the
just-
visitor center because we actually have an educational board on that exact question.
I will, in fact. I will go.
They're going to force you to go to the visitor center.
Uh,
Inducement.
No, but I hear there are Ninja Turtles in the sewer.
That's only on Halloween. I am wondering how attendance is in the first and second phases.
So phase 1 is open. Phase 2, which went through the ULURP several years ago, is actually about to be advertised for construction bid now. I think in December it'll be advertised. That phase 2 is about 6 months ahead of where we hope phase 3 will be. The use of it is good. People do enjoy it, especially at night. There's lots of sort of walking tours that take place on it. We think that the only thing that is standing in its way of being used even further is its completion, which phase 2 and 3 will do. But the local community, especially the community that lives really close to the plant, this was a project very near and dear to their heart. As part of the upgrade of the plant, we were required to establish and still maintain a monitoring committee, not so dissimilar to what we do up in Croton. And this has been a big talking point in every single one of those meetings over the last many, many years is when is phase 2 and phase 3 going to happen? There have been changes over the years in commissioners and administration, and that project somewhat stalled until the start of this administration, where we really said we're moving forward, and we're moving forward on phase 2 and phase 3. And so that to the community has been a breath of fresh air.
Commissioner Ortiz.
Along those lines, have there been any incidents of crime or vandalism? And does something like this require, additional surveillance, and will it, pending completion, because it's somewhat isolated?
Sure. The big thing that we see is graffiti. And the thing about graffiti, and you all know this from being in the city, is graffiti goes up, you take it down, it goes up again pretty quickly. That has been the big thing of vandalism. DEP, as an agency, and I actually just learned this on a totally unrelated topic, we are the only water supplier in the country that has its own police force. So DEP, Bureau of Police and Security, which is primarily charged with protecting the city's water supply, both from an upstate reservoir perspective as well as from the facilities that we have here in the state that manage that water supply. But they are also engaged and focused on the other areas that we have, including the Nature Walk. They routinely go to the Nature Walk to see whether or not there are any issues, are any security vulnerabilities. We think the addition of the call boxes is certainly the way to go. But again, the big issue we see is graffiti more than sort of crime or any other type of vandalism.
And are you responsible then for removing the graffiti, and how frequently does that happen?
So yes, it's our plant. So the Nature Walk, the other benefit is the Nature Walk is immediately adjacent to the plant itself, and we have 24-hour staff at the plant. And so if we become aware of graffiti, yes, we go out and we remove it.
Okay, thank you.
Again, the problem there is it pops up again pretty quickly, but.
Any other questions for Mr. Landau? Thank you very much, Mr. Landau.
Thank you.
Good luck with this.
Thank you very much.
Is there anyone else who wishes to be heard on this matter? Want to come up again, Mr. Landau?
It's always a pleasure.
We can talk about the Kiwanis.
We'll save Kiwanis for another day.
Hearing none, this hearing is closed. And Madam Secretary, is there any other matter to come before us today?
No, Chairman Weisbrod.
So, hearing that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Okay, we broke a record.
Hearing no dissent, we are adjourned. Thank you all very much.